Hi everyone. The Zurich Axioms book summary by Gunther. Let's enjoy the video. Please subscribing to my channel for more great content like this. You'll be notified when I upload new videos. The book has 12 major axioms and 16 minor axioms that further explain or complement the major axiom. All axioms are applicable not only to trading but to all kinds of speculation activities. The author makes it very clear that whatever name you use to define your market activity, be it investor, trader, speculator, gambler, etc., you are risking your money with an intention to make more money out of it in the uncertain future. Thus, it's all gamble, whether it sounds glorious or not. On risk. 1. Major Axiom 1. Worry is not a sickness but a sign of health. If you are not worried, you are not risking enough. Don't be afraid of calculated risk. Be willing to get hurt a little. The degree of risk you will usually be dealing with is not hair-raisingly high. There is no risk-free speculation no matter by what name you call it. Speculation, investment, or risk-free deposits. A gamble is a gamble. Minor Axiom 1. Always play for meaningful stakes. The only way to beat the system is to play for meaningful stakes. This doesn't mean you should bet amounts whose loss would bankrupt you, but it does mean you must get over the fear of being hurt. If an amount is so small that its loss won't make any significant difference, then it isn't likely to bring you any significant gains either. Bet amounts that worry you, if only a little. 2. Minor Axiom 2. Resist the allure of diversification. In speculation, you should put your money into ventures that genuinely attract you, and only those. Never buy something simply because you think you need it to round out a diversified portfolio. The fact is that diversification, while reducing your risks, reduces by the same degree any hope you may have of getting rich. 2. On greed. 2. Major Axiom 2. Always take your profit too soon. Don't let greed get you. When you have a good profit, cash out and walk away. Don't ever try to squeeze the last possible dollar from a set. In hindsight, your decision to quit will look wrong. But in the long run, you make more money when you control your greed. 3. Minor Axiom 3. Decide in advance what gain you want from a venture, and when you get it, get out. Does this make it easy to cash out? No, of course not. But it does make the exercise much easier than to enter each speculation with the idea that it is a race with no ending. The only reason for not doing it would be that some new situation has arisen, and this situation makes you all but certain that you can go on winning for a while. Except in such unusual circumstances, get in the habit of selling too soon. 3. On hope. 3. Major Axiom 3. When the ship starts to sink, don't pray. Jump. Don't hope, don't pray. Ask yourself whether the developing problem is likely to get fixed. Look for trustworthy and tangible evidence that improvement is on the way, and if you see none, take action without further delay. You take small losses to protect yourself from big ones. There are 3 obstacles in implementing this axiom. Fear of regret. What you fear is that a loser will turn into a winner after you've gone away. 2. The need to abandon part of an investment. The inability to abandon part of an investment becomes twice as bad a problem if you speculate on margin. That is, use borrowed money to boost your leverage. When you speculate on a cash basis, life is relatively simple. 3. The difficulty of admitting you were wrong. You have to overcome these obstacles if you want to be good at speculating. 4. Minor Axiom 4. Accept small losses cheerfully as a fact of life. Expect to experience several while awaiting a large gain. Expect small losses the way you expect any other less than pleasant fact of financial life, such as taxes or electric bills. Try to think of small losses as a part of the cost of speculation. They buy you the right to hope for big gains. 4. On forecasts. 4. Major axiom 4. Human behavior cannot be predicted. Distrust anyone who claims to know the future, however dimly. Nobody has the faintest idea of what is going to happen next year, next week, or even tomorrow. Recessions, recoveries, booms, good and bad times are all caused by people's behavior at large, which is entirely unpredictable. It is of the utmost importance that you never take economists, market advisors, or other financial oracles seriously. They all know this basic rule by heart. If you can't forecast right, forecast often. V. On patterns. 5. Major axiom 5. Chaos is not dangerous until it begins to look orderly. Don't be lulled into perceiving order where none exists. Luck is the most powerful single factor in speculative success or failure, and the fact is, and no formula that ignores luck's dominant role can ever be trusted. V. Minor axiom 5. Beware the historian's trap. It is true that history repeats itself sometimes, but most often it doesn't, and in any case it never does so in a reliable enough way that you can prudently bet money on it. The illusion of order, or perhaps the need to believe in order, is too strong. But the market does what it does. It makes no predictions and offers no promises. 6. Minor axiom 6. Beware the chartist's illusion. Representing numbers by lines on graph paper is useful when it helps you visualize something with greater clarity than you could achieve with numbers alone. It is dangerous when it makes the thing represented look more solid and portentous than it really is. Another element of the chartist's illusion springs from the peculiar way in which a solid black line, boldly drawn on grid paper, can make a bunch of uninteresting and essentially disorderly numbers look like a major trend. Life never happens in a straight line. Any adult knows this. But we can too easily be hypnotized into forgetting it when contemplating a chart. 7. Minor axiom 7. Beware the correlation and causality delusions. It is characteristic of even the most rational minds to perceive links of cause and effect where none exist. Unless you can actually see a cause operating, really see it, regard all causal hypotheses with the greatest skepticism. Always remember that you are dealing with chaos and conduct your affairs accordingly. As the axiom says, chaos is not dangerous until it begins to look orderly. 8. Minor axiom 8. Beware the gambler's fallacy. The gambler's fallacy tends to encourage that failure, for it engenders the feeling that one is temporarily invincible. That is a dangerous feeling to have. Nobody is invincible, not even for half a second. 6. On mobility. 6. Major axiom 6. Avoid putting down roots. They impede motion. The more earnestly you seek that feeling of being surrounded by the old, the familiar, and the comfortable, the less successful you are likely to be as a speculator. What the axiom means more than anything else is a state of mind, a way of thinking, a habitual method of organizing your life. The message comes in two halves, each covered by a minor axiom. 9. Minor axiom 9. Do not become trapped in a souring venture because of sentiments like loyalty and nostalgia. If you are interested in money, it is a mistake to let yourself get too attached to any physical thing in which your capital is invested. X. Minor axiom 10. Never hesitate to abandon a venture if something more attractive comes into view. The decision to stay or switch should ride solely on the question of which speculation, in your judgment, seems to offer the best promise for a speedy payoff. 7. On intuition. 7. Major axiom 7. A hunch can be trusted if it can be explained. A hunch is a perfectly ordinary mental event. The possibility is that this conclusion is based on actual, solid information that is stored somewhere in your mind, and you don't know you possess this information. No matter how good a hunch feels, don't let it lull you into a state of overconfidence. Stay worried. Trust it only if you can explain it. 11. Minor axiom 11. Never confuse a hunch with a hope. Be especially wary of any intuitive flash that seems to promise some outcome you want badly. 8. On religion and the occult. 8. Major axiom 8. It is unlikely that God's plan for the universe includes making you rich. If you depend on God or any other supernatural power or agency to bring you wealth, the chances are you will drop your guard and get flattened. Leaning on supernatural help produces the same result as leaning on a forecast or an illusion of order. It lulls you into a dangerously unworried state. 12. Minor axiom 12. If astrology worked, all astrologers would be rich. Anybody can have a lucky hit or two, but the true test of any touted money-making approach is whether it works consistently. 13. Minor axiom 13. A superstition need not be exorcised. It can be enjoyed, provided it is kept in its place. Most of us carry at least a few pieces of superstitious baggage about with us. Instead of exorcising it, all you have to do is learn how and when it can reasonably play a role in your financial life. There is a way to let a superstition into your financial life, and there is a time to do it. One of each, just one. An example, picking a number to play in a state lottery or numbers game. One number is as good as another. There are no handholds for analysis. 9. On optimism and pessimism. 9. Major axiom 9. Optimism means expecting the best, but confidence means knowing how you will handle the worst. Never make a move if you are merely optimistic. Just about all ventures have unforeseeable outcomes. This is the paradox of it. Optimism, which feels so good and may even be necessary, can lead to financial doom if allowed to get out of control. When you're feeling optimistic, try to judge whether that good feeling is really justified by the facts. At least half the time, it won't be. X. On consensus. 10. Major axiom 10. Disregard the majority opinion. It is probably wrong. We often tend to accept majority opinions too uncritically. Get out of the habit of assuming that herd assertion is the truth. Come to your own conclusion. Examine it. Don't let the majority push you around. In the light of this, it may be instructive to note that the majority of people aren't rich. 14. Minor axiom 14. Never follow speculative fads. Often, the best time to buy something is when nobody else wants it. Study each situation for yourself. Process it through your own good brain. It is true that the best time to buy something may be when nobody else wants it. But to buy automatically and unthinkingly for that single reason seems almost as silly as to bet unthinkingly with the herd. 11. On stubbornness. 11. Major axiom 11. If it doesn't pay off the first time, forget it. Don't forget that you're mainly in the market to make money. A given gain will be the same whether it comes from stock A or any other investment. Reject any thought that a given investment owes you something. 15. Minor axiom 15. Never try to save a bad investment by averaging down. All you do when you are averaging down is to fool yourself. You are not going to change the fact that you did pay $100 for those original 100 shares. Buying 100 more at $50 doesn't change that fact. Cost averaging clouds one's judgment. Another problem with this down-averaging dance is that it encourages you to disregard the important third axiom, on hope. When the ship starts to sink, don't pray. Jump. 12. On planning. 12. Major axiom 12. Long-range plans engender the dangerous belief that the future is under control. It is important never to take your own long-range plans, or other people's, seriously. The world in which your financial affairs will be conducted 20 years hence is hidden behind a curtain through which no chink of light shows. You cannot even know if there will be a money world at all, or a dollar, or anything to spend the dollar on. Instead of attempting to organize your affairs to accommodate unknowable events in the future, react to events as they unfold in the present. When you see opportunities, go for them. When you see danger, jump out of the way. Don't let a plan immobilize you. Don't get stuck. Don't get rooted. 16. Minor Axiom 16. Shun long-term investments. Don't get rooted. Every investment should be, at the very least, reevaluated and made to justify itself afresh every 3 months or so. If circumstances have changed since you first got into this investment, if it is sagging, if that ending position seems to be receding instead of getting closer, if you see another opportunity that looks clearly more promising to you in the light of the changed conditions, then make a move. The end. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, like and share. See you in next videos.